Hello, beautiful ones. Do you hear me well? Do you see me well? I hope so. I'm just going to wait for you guys to join. I can see Rachel is here. Hello, hello. So I'm live on YouTube. I'm live in the group, Facebook group, and also on my profile page. I wanted to reach as many of you as possible. I have so many things to tell you, so many things. Yes, so I'm just waiting for more of you to join. Today we're really talking about the new phase. Again, we're entering in, and you might hear me a lot talking about that. I'm just adjusting my camera here. You might hear me a lot talking about phases, like, okay, this is the next period, da da da. It's just going to be from now on a succession of short periods. So there's the whole awakening period, but within this, within a year, you have little periods of a few months, and within that, you have days of ups and downs and of different energies flowing through. So do not be surprised. Hello, Patricia. Hello, hello. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, thank you for those who agreed to give your authorization to StreamYard, to give your name, so I can see who's there. I can see Patricia and I can see Rachel. Thank you so much, everyone. So yes, more and more you'll see me speaking about the different phases we're going through, as I do feel they will impact us more and more. Before, when I say before, I'm talking like maybe just a year, 2 or 3 years ago, a phase would last almost a year, and sometimes it was over many years. Now phases are pretty much a few months, and for some people it's a few days. So as I expressed and shared many times on my different groups and different platforms, hello Tanya, the first phase that started earlier this year was the phase of activation. We got activated to a point where we were excited to see things coming up. Hello, Deborah. We were excited to just go and feel there's a new energy coming through. We were just like super excited. That was the activation. Then let's say July, August came the second phase, which was the integration. So there we felt a little bit more slow. It was time to transmute all this. It was time to make sense of what came through. And there was a change also in energy. So you may have felt a little bit less overexcited or highly excited. Depends on your nature. Like, are you usually excited or calm? Second part was really like all the integrative part was all about trying to organize ourselves and trying to make sense of all of this. Now, mid-September till mid-November, I'll see as we go, it's all about expression. So we're not yet in that period, but we are feeling it. You know, a period doesn't start on an exact day. It slowly increases its energies. Now it's the energy of expression. And as it fades away, we'll know that we are entering another phase. So you have phases and you have transitions, which is fading of the actual phase and rise of the following one. So right now we're still integrating what happened at the beginning of the year and starting to feel that we want to voice our truth. So before I get into the details of this, yeah, super energized and living a little bit of sleep, yeah. Yeah, and even you might, now as we're entering the expression phase, you might still feel super activated. Remember, when I talk about the general energies, I'm talking about the collective. You personally, of course, you're part of the collective, so you feel other external energies, but you might still be in the activating part of the whole thing, but you are feeling activated. You personally, you are in the activated phase, but the world is dealing with expression phase. So depending on where you're at in time as well, you might experience and explore this differently. Now, before I move a little bit deeper into the topic, I have and I must talk about this. As you know, some of you are friends with me, Facebook friends, and hopefully we're friends. And my account was hacked. I'm sharing this with you because it's happening to many. So at this point, everybody could be potentially experiencing this. So how did it happen? So you're aware of it. It starts with a message officially from Facebook telling you that you have lost access to your account for an hour because of copyright infringement or something that did not respect their rules. But you realize that you still have access. So it's telling you, yes, you won't have access for a week, not for a week, for an hour or for a day, and you still have access. That is the first time that your system is being hacked. I don't even know, hi Lian, I don't even know if at this point you can even course correct the whole thing. And then it starts with nothing happens for a while, and then again, you have another message similar to this one. Then you don't pay attention to it because again, it's not lasting, it's not taking effect. And then you have many logging attempts. So I do recommend to change your passwords as often as you can, because once they're in, once they send you that you cannot access your account for an hour or you cannot comment for an hour, I think it's already too late. So I'm sorry if I'm sharing this right now, but because it's a weird thing that is like almost like an epidemic, it's really like spreading around people. People are sending me messages saying, did it happen to you this way? I said, yes. And it takes like one week, 10 days before you lose completely access to your account. So if you have a business on Facebook, may I suggest that you create a second account and you give that second account access to all your groups. So whenever your initial original account, becomes where you lose access and somebody else gets access to it, you can still interact with your people. Same thing if you have credit cards linked to your personal Facebook account, please, the double authentication code did not work for me, and they bypass that. That is the tricky thing. So they're sending you a message. You receive the logging attempts from the original Facebook system, and still it's too late. They bypass this double authentication code. I'm sorry, I want to talk too fast. So yeah, at this point, change the password. I don't know. It's crazy. So if I don't know how it's going to turn out now. If you're in my Facebook group, and I'll make it short, but I think that it's important, as we are most of us here on Facebook, and I don't want that to happen to you. Usually it happens to accounts that have a lot of friends, simply because they can connect to other people through your account. But still, change your password. Make sure you have another account. Start to make backups on this other account so you can keep contact with people and save whatever you're posting. If not, I would have lost access to the group I have right now. So now if you scroll down, any activity on my group, Facebook group, before September 3rd, 2023, you will see that all my videos reappeared. They have disappeared for a week. Now they have all reappeared, but not my name is appearing. You have the Facebook Meta infinity sign, and you have, of course, Meta copyright infringement instead of my name. So it's not over. I know they're probably going to put another identity, like probably another name, and and I cannot delete, because it's connected to my original account, so I cannot delete this now lost account because it's the creator of this group. It's weird. It's really weird. So anyways, I'm still here. This is like Nat Restored. Eventually, I'll change it to Nathalie Restored because I don't want them to steal this name. And I probably will have to be verified, you know, with the little checks to make sure that, you know, there's no confusion there. I had something else happen where my account was locked. So you change your password. It's been okay. Yeah. So maybe you did the right thing at the right time, but now it's another really strong virus, I don't know, hacking stuff that honestly people, as soon as you receive the first fake message from Facebook, they're already in. So make sure that if you have any credit cards linked to these accounts to stop and do it from your, you know, second account. I needed to say that because everything matches actual energies. People are just crazy, and they're just hanging on to any possible ways of reaching people in weird ways. But yeah, I'm just reading your comments. I have a huge influx of people wanting to join. I'm trying to be very discerning. Yes, always check accounts that are recent, like people who want to be friends with you, people who have barely any comments, and people who have opened their account just a few days ago. Check their friends. If their friends are like from a different background, culture, and it looks a little bit fishy, just don't. That's for your personal account. But yeah, I don't know if they have to be friends of yours in order to hack your account, or they can do that from outside. I don't know. Yeah. So anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but it's important for you to know, because you, just in case you receive a weird message from me that doesn't sound me, I'm pretty much, I don't know if they'll try to duplicate, you know, my identity, but at this point, I have a feeling they might take another name. Anyways, today we're talking about those wonderful energies as it's still going. But I wanted to add something. I wanted to add something about the divine feminine, and that's an energy that has been rising very strongly, and that's part of the expression phase. So simply, very rapidly, to recapitulate a little bit, earlier this year we had the activation phase. June, July, August, well, July, August, we had the integration phase. Now we're entering the expression phase. So globally, what will it mean? It will mean that people will want to speak their truth. For those who have been muzzled or have muzzled themselves, obviously unconsciously, it might come out abruptly. So you might see that around you. You might even see that from yourself, like enough is enough. I cannot do it anymore, blah, 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 blah. And it's fine. It's part of the natural process. Collectively, you might witness collectives, communities who are voicing what they feel is definitely unfair and not respecting their rights. Okay. Now, the role of the divine feminine is crucial in that expressing phase. It's actually ongoing. It will not stop exactly by the end of November. Remember, these are an overviews of what is happening. But the divine feminine is reaching a level right now. And if you want to see if it feels like your truth, feel free to close your eyes. So, yeah, people saying that I'm freezing. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Let me know if everyone sees me okay. Yeah, it could be the software I'm using. So can you guys confirm that you hear me well, see me well, that it's not freezing too much? Let me know. So the divine feminine is rising and will voice itself a lot more. So you might feel that within you, you have a desire to express yourself a little bit more. And whether you're a man or a woman does not really impact anything. It's just divine feminine. So, okay, thank you for saying that you see me and hear me. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. So I invite you to close your eyes just to see if it feels okay for you, if what is coming through today is resonating with you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release completely until no more breath, like a big sigh of letting go, like a... And as you feel surrounded by your divine light, a divine loving light that allows you to receive all information today coming from a space of openness, but also a place of readiness to clear what needs to be cleared or cleared, and activate what needs to be activated within you. You feel and see the white light all around you, and feel supported, and feel open, and feel that there's something in you that is ready to see, ready to hear what was invisible, inaudible for you, as you're ready to move to your next step of expression. So as I speak right now, you may decide to either keep your eyes closed or opening them up. I would suggest you keep them closed, simply to not be distracted by the image or movements. As we're entering the expression phase at this point, your feminine side, regardless of the fact you consider yourself a man or a woman, might feel a little bit rebellious. We all have a different story, a different background, different karmic experiences, and that will set the tone on the amplitude of how your divine feminine will feel that it needs to rebel itself. It's all part of the expression. The expression phase coming up at this point is to help you look deeply within yourself and find out what hasn't healed yet. Some wounds are yours, some are from your family, some are from the collective, while others are from past lives. Either way, they're all coming to the surface as external energies are really, really inviting, like a magnet, all the unresolved truths and realities to be purged out of your reality. So external energies will trigger you, will trigger us. If you do not watch the news, it could be friends, families, neighbors who are going through situations that are triggering unresolved issues within you, which means the energies will find you. Even if you decide to completely cut yourself from the main system, energies will find you so you can do the deepest healing you have been invited to do so far. Expressing yourself is, of course, saying your truth, but also from a space of divine authenticity. Saying your truth is not screaming just because there's a frustration and anger, and screaming in terms of saying your truth boldly. There's a necessity to go within and find out why your voice wants to be expressed in a certain way. Or you might be super creative and you might feel that you have so much vision, so much energy that you want to put on a canvas or write about. Either way, the energies right now are acting like a magnet. They will bring to the surface anything you haven't finalized. And it doesn't mean heavy, it doesn't mean difficult, it means honesty. Looking honestly at what is still triggering you right now. The goal of this, they're saying final. I don't think it's final per se, but it's a big chunk of what we're going through right now. And the big chunk is that it's what will make the difference between you staying in a more third dimensional vibration, so totally reactive to society's movement and changes, or will you rise in 4D and the top 4D as fourth dimension. There's many layers within layers. There's many layers within one dimension. And right now, so many of us are somewhere between 4D, 5D, so like the last layers of 4D. So that's how you will monitor your level of vibration. Are you reactive to everything you hear and see? Or do you welcome everything you see and hear with an observation of your own reactions? You kind of stand out a little bit and realize, oh, that triggered me. Why? Let's question ourselves. Let's find help if that's what we need. And that is important for the intuitive empowerment you're going through as well. Your intuitive powers are becoming so clear that the best way to use it in the most efficient way and to have a great impact is to do it from a heart-centered way. And the best way to connect to your heart center is to look at yourself as authentically as possible and realize that, am I really channeling, healing, talking to my clients from a detached perspective, or is there still some of my wounds speaking through this process? Doesn't mean that you're not a good healer because you haven't resolved everything, but energies are changing so much that to be ready to enter the last layers of 4D before you reach a higher vibration and frequency is to do the healing. You cannot bring a wounded heart in 5D. And again, 5D, don't get caught up with 4D, 5D. It's just a layer of awakening. Your impact on your life, on people around you, and if you are a professional light worker, will be way more powerful and enlightening for yourself and others if it comes from a place of clear heart. So take the next phase, the phase we're in right now, the expression phase, almost entering this phase, from an open mind. And if you're being triggered, don't distance yourself in a way that you will completely neglect looking at it. Look for support if you see that's something that would require another person, and allow the healing to take place. And you want your voice to be as clear as possible, and healing will come through the expression phase we're entering in. So if you express yourself with words that are a bit different than the usual, or a tone that is usually different from your usual tone, see what's coming through. Ask your higher self, why is it coming through this way? And it could be super excited and positive or less. Either way, no judgment. I do feel we're going through so much healing at this point that it's hard to fully sustain a level of enthusiasm and joy if you haven't done the work, if you haven't looked at your inner blocks and all this. So your blocks are just slowing down your awakening process. You're still rising, you're still awakening, your powers are still wonderful, and you're probably even developing them more. But the more you rise, the more you're taking with you like a baggage of unresolved stuff. And that baggage cannot transition to higher vibrations. It cannot. So if you don't resolve them, you will always stay at the frontier or the border between 4D, 5D, or a higher expression of yourself. And you will feel frustrated because you'll sense the awakening coming through you, but you'll realize, how come it's not unlocking? I feel that I could be using these abilities. I feel that I could use these powers, but something is blocked. So it's not the external energies. The external energies are just pure magnet at this point. It's you still carrying something heavy. Again, karmic, ancestral, emotional, energetic. And if you do not look at them right now, you will carry this burden for a long time, and that will stop you from awakening in the most beautiful and light way. So at this point, everyone is going through something like that. I haven't witnessed many people who are like, wow, it's cool. It's heavy. Energies are heavy. We need to be aware of this, but it doesn't mean that you have to feel heavy. It doesn't mean that you have to follow the mass and feel heavy like everyone else. You don't need to feel the density, but every time you feel off or you don't feel yourself, that's an invitation for clearing. That's an invitation to do some healing. And from this clear intention of resolving what is still unresolved, you will skyrocket your awakening process and your intuitive development. You will realize that, oh my God, my powers are just coming, revealing themselves even more clearly. It's right now, the energies might feel a little bit blocked. Like, again, we're in between periods. We're in that transition, but I would say in a few days, in 1 week at the most, we'll start feeling like, I want to say what I want to say. I want to speak. I want to express myself. It will be hard to hold back. So just monitor yourself and find out, am I expressing myself from a place of truth, or is it more frustration, anger? If it's frustration and anger, please go back to your heart and find out, what am I frustrated with? What am I angry with? And that's where there probably will be a need to go back in time and figure out where it's coming from. It's part of the process. What happened is that as energies were flowing a lot slower in previous decades, nobody felt the urgency of healing their wounds. Everybody could live their lives by holding and wearing a mask. The mask of performance, the mask of perfection, the mask of being in control. That was sustainable. Some people did some wonderful therapy and did some work on themselves. So these people probably feel a lot lighter now. For those who could feel that they could live like that, it's a little bit harder for them right now, because the baggage is a little bit heavier and denser. It's like everything wants to come back to the surface. So right now, everybody, light workers or non-light workers, are invited to do this healing, to do this work. Those who are not ready to do that because they've never done that will need people like you, light workers, healers, and intuitives to help them go through this process, because it will feel a lot heavier than if they had worked on it years ago. Again, pressure of external energies that want us to accelerate the process. They want us to accelerate the process so we can just clear as much negativity as possible. Now, externally, you might feel that there's a lot of groups that are rebelling, that are voicing their concerns, and that's part of the whole process as well. The feminine, the divine feminine is rising even more so now, and please be aware that it will continue to do so. But remember, the way healing happens in our reality now is always being aware something is not going well, and then looking for solutions. Most of the time, at the depth we're in right now, it will require some external help. Really, not everyone will need that, but those, I would say most of us will need to just ask a friend, a colleague, or a professional to just help us clear this. It's so dense and deep, and it's wonderful because we're meant to clear as much as possible, that trying to do it on your own right now will become a little bit difficult. So just be aware, just be aware that you might be helping colleagues and friends, and you might also want that kind of support. And those who are new to this might find everything triggering, so their expression will feel a bit more, a little bit bolder, a little bit more aggressive for some. So yes, you will see that around you, and you will see that in the community. The divine feminine, before it becomes before it reaches its most powerful energy, will need to clear old paradigms. It will need to clear old beliefs and dogmas and concepts about the role of feminine power in this world. So before we reach the purest version of the divine feminine in each one of us, in communities, in groups, will rise probably with a desire to detach themselves from the main vision of what a woman should be, could be, and it might come with words and actions that are a little bit, again, bolder, because that's how the energy flows right now. There's no patience anymore. It's like it's happening, it's coming, it's flowing, and it needs to be externalized at this point. So the divine feminine, we know, is all about love, power, and love. Let me correct that. Power with love, power with empathy and comprehension. And of course, it works hand in hand with the masculine energy, so the divine masculine. But right now, the divine feminine has been a little bit more suppressed. It doesn't mean the divine masculine didn't wear a mask that it needs to regain, because everything was separated. It's like either masculine, feminine. Now we're trying to rejoin these energies together. But the divine feminine will need to speak a little bit bolder for a while in order to regain a certain stability. So you might see that in yourself if you consider yourself a woman. And you might see that in different groups who are working to defend women's rights. So again, it will need to be loud before becoming peaceful. So see that rising within you, feel that rising within you, and give it the space it needs to express its desire to be seen and be heard. That's super important. So it's a lot of information, and I invite you to just let all this get transmuted. But I'm just curious to hear from you, who feels triggered, who feels that things are being activated in a very powerful way. who feels that a lot of their stuff is coming back for resolution, for healing. I'm just curious to read about you and about what you're going through. And this is the reset. The reset is returning to a way of expressing who we are. So it sounds heavy, and it is part of the process as well. It is heavy because we're not just holding our own luggage here. We feel that we're dragging a lot of ancestral stuff, karmic stuff. And even if you're living in the woods and completely detached from society, it's in the air. It's in the air. So the invitation will be the same. Isolating yourself at this point or changing location might be good for a little while, but the collective energies will reach you at one point and will invite you again to do this deep healing so you can become the most potent light worker you're meant to be. And light workers, again, because of their sensitivity, will feel everything 10 times more powerfully. That's okay. That's okay. So I'm just waiting to see if you guys have things to share about this. We have channeled earlier today a wonderful activation with my group. And it was, of course, when I channel, I rarely know about what. I let them speak. And I knew it was about this phase of expression, but the divine feminine came through. And there was such a wonderful healing. I wonder if you guys would be interested. I could share a portion of it because it's impossible for me to summarize it or to repeat it. It was done, and I wouldn't want to try to recreate this. There's no point. It's it's one thing that has to be experienced, and so we can move on. So Leanne says, I have noticed that about feeling even more about everything. Yes, yes. So remember, we're all feeling this in a very unique way. And look, even me, like losing my access to my Facebook account, and it's okay. I kind of bounced back quite quickly because I had planned a backup account. But still, it's triggering. It's triggering fear of losing my community, fear of not being in contact with people, fear of that somebody uses my name to do things that I wouldn't want anyone to do. So it's like, again, I thought I was peaceful. I thought I was quiet until external things, until things are coming out of nowhere to trigger you. Again, it's not because we deserve it. It's because we are ready. Very different. We're ready to learn something about ourselves. So for me, of course, it's about letting go. It's about, at the same time, saying, no, it's not going to happen like that. Usually I never speak about stuff. Be careful, Facebook's doing this, or there's some virus. Usually I say people will know. And this time I have decided to just share that with my community, not just for me, but to let them know. And suddenly we're being triggered by things we did not expect. So that is one of my triggers. But I'm pretty sure other triggers that are coming from other people that I care for. And of course, it's to help them heal, but it's to help me heal in the process. And healing is not a word that means that you're sick. It doesn't mean that you're not okay. It doesn't mean that you're not in control of your destiny. Healing means trying to become the best version of yourself, the purest version of yourself. So if there's some kind of distortion in your field that are stopping you from being yourself, then the energies we're entering right now, the expression phase, will be all to trigger you in different ways so you can finally heal this, so you're not scared to detach yourself from whatever is keeping you stuck to old versions of yourself. It's a lot, but at the same time, it's inevitable. it's impossible for me or for any light workers who are dealing with a lot of people to just talk about angels, archangels. I know I repeat that a lot, but it's not to deny that, because today's activation was with Mother Mary and angelic beings. It's just that it's not just that. It's still, there's still healing to do. And again, healing doesn't mean you're broken. It means that you can attain a more authentic and pure aspect of yourself, which will allow you to develop your intuitive powers to a point you can't was have. And I'm alive, I still breathe, I'm okay. People will find me and I will find my people in different ways. So that's my lesson, but your lesson might be something else. It doesn't need to be a big wake-up call. It could be little wake-up calls, but it's true that the accumulation of them might put you off balance, but it's just to bring you back to your real balance, to your center. So we will be there. We will hold each other. I'm just taking the time. I know it's I spent a bit more time, but I thought it was important. Now I have a question for you. Would you be interested for me to share what we channeled today with my private community? There would be a fee, of course, but it would be quite accessible. I'm even thinking of giving you access at the same time to the whole platform. We have over 55 activations touching many areas of the Lightworker awakening process, from higher self connection, from emotional rebalancing, and most recently dealing with actual energies. And the most recent session we had was today, and was about entering the phase of expression, but also through reconnection to the divine feminine. There has been a deep clearing in this area, and a wonderful connection with the heart center and the crystal in our heart center. I mean, it's a wonderful experience. So if you're interested, at least I can offer it. And you could get also the access to the other activations for the same price. That could be something fun and also healing, deeply healing. Today we felt our bodies were completely lit with this energy of Mother Mary, and we were shown how we were keeping this. You see, I'm just talking about it and I can feel the energy already around, and the sense of, it's fine, don't worry, it's fine. You're just being challenged in order for you to clear as much as possible. The challenges right now is to eliminate everything that is no longer serving us. And that could mean also to declutter your home, to declutter your friendships, your relationships. It's all to go back to the essence of what is important for us and clear the rest. So let me know how you feel about that. I mean, I see that I have one comment. I see, oh my God, there's a lot of comments, and I have a feeling I do not see them all. Let's see, I'm just watching on my phone, because here it doesn't seem to come out as quickly. So let me know if you have questions around that. I would really love to get your feedback and how you feel about that, and if there's anything you need help around the energies. But the energies are going to be super activating. So the expression phase is super activating. It's going to be a flow of truth coming through your body and your mouth. It's going to be like, I want to be this way. I want to explore this. It's like you won't be able to deny the access to this divine part of yourself. So let me know how this resonates with you. My work with you will, of course, change. A while ago, and maybe that's also the sign why my old account has disappeared, reappeared. I don't know anymore what to say about that, but it's going to be to support you as you develop your intuitive powers. That is still the main focus, but beyond this is to bring an overall balance into your life. A light worker is a light worker who is really working on healing themselves, on looking truthfully into their reality and saying, okay, this is what I'm going through. I'm clearing this while being of service, while helping others. And that truth, that recognition of what you're going through will take you so much higher, will hold you as you rise, definitely. So most of what I will offer in the future, of course, will hold the energy of, yes, connecting to your higher self, yes, making sure that your guidance system is clear, that your communication with your guidance system is clear. And guidance system for me is higher self, star team, and any energy that wants to work with you, because from there you feel supported. What we cannot change right now is external energies. They are what they are, they will flow, but you can change how you react to them. You can feel super triggered by them, or you can just take some distance and say, yeah, this is what humanity has to go through. Oh, it's still triggering me, let's go and heal. Or it's not triggering you, it means that you're not being influenced by this at all. And that's it. That's wonderful. So I will still continue to promote and help you develop your intuitive powers, but I have a feeling that it will even be more than that. There will be more energy upgrades, my perception of what they want to share, because there's so many different light workers and channelers who are, of course, sharing what they receive. I would say that at this point, we're all pretty much saying the same thing, just different words with different tools, because the energies are so big that if you're a really good channeler and really connected channeler, not good, but connected channeler to higher dimensions, you know, everybody feels that. Everybody feels that. So, Patricia, yes, 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 I can feel that. Yeah, for you, it's spring. So it's perfect. And for me, it's, for me and people who are in the northern hemisphere, it's the end of summer and early fall, and it's still the same. It doesn't change. Those transitional seasons, so fall and autumn and spring, are the best to do clearing. And there's a reason why the expression phase falls now. Doesn't matter if it's spring or fall for you, it's still going to be the same energies everywhere. Of course, your interaction with the climate and the temperature and your season might, you know, influence you differently, but it's still the same energy. So I will share. I will see how I can share this wonderful activation with you, and you'll see if that's something you want. But to be honest with you, if you're a man, you might feel less called to do it, even though I know it's going to benefit because it was channeled for both genres, genders. But if you're considering yourself as a woman, it will have such an impact. It's all about creation, rebirth, creation, the womb. It's about so many things. So you will, it's one of the activations, one of the most powerful activations I have done in the last, I say that, and there's so many right now. But for the feminine, for the divine feminine, it's one of the most powerful I've done in months for sure. And again, it's fitting actual energy. So it's definitely resonating with, it's really the collective paradigms around what it means to be a woman. That is meant to be dismantled and to be rebirthed into the real, original, authentic feminine power, which will be including the masculine power. Very different. So we're in that phase too. You see, it's playing on different levels, and it's just wonderful. So I will let you go, beautiful ones. I will come back as often as I can. Use this group. If you are not in my Facebook group, please join. It's called Intuitive Empowerment for Rising Light Workers. And I do feel that you have the link in the description. If you're in the group, of course, you don't need the link. You're here, and thank you for being here. Yes, I will share more details, maybe written details, but of what I feel. I will try to come live as often as I can, but feel free to ask questions if ever you have questions. Remember, everyone could benefit from your own experience and what you're going through. All right, beautiful ones. Sending you lots of love. I'll see you very soon, and let's continue our beautiful work. Sending you lots of love, everyone. Bye bye for now.